Women's Day wiki ebaire yabakyala okuva ngenda kudde omwezi munana okuva ku balaza tubembida kuzobya Women's Day nkwaniriza program yigira kumumanyi wano ku Baba TV nginze Sandra Nabagala modu muliji bona tukali modu yabakyala tukeyagala nga ifa abakyala tubabula kwe tunakolale kanchose mukudambala memali lwachi tichusamo kunyakwaleko atembe African woman. Yeah, I think I'm an African woman, why not? Era gona kulwalero era ni gwenchaziza yena. She's an African woman, beautiful with a good voice, smiles all the time. She's just herself and she's real. Era njaba ngate matusako mwisukeyo mukusaba mwisukeyo mawuligefe amakode ni dance ibanda mukulisi wano ku Baba TV wonka boyagana ebirungi era tujaba ngate twegira nkono omukyala bweri wiki yabakyala comment lwaki tichaza omukyala onakulwa Sunday luno twege era ono gwenchaziza munageni ejasikira ebintu ebyabazaire be ebya baba we naye twenda tutegeere nga abaana bobuwala wetubanga tulina business de taking over tuditambuza tutya tugemagana tutya n'abantu betubanga ate twagana business dino kweyigira nti business dibadatambula ira ngaife tuliwo obube kuwerekera ayo ole bwavaawo ogemagana otya business dino n'omuntu oyo gobanga ogitweyireko era onakolwalero tulini diva kwaneno omukyala omulala ati eyakwembera akembo mabebi tonerabira jangu tonerabira byokwemba byanema mundeke aidaba ngateye atwembera mu Angela Franklin Katatumba ajaba ngate atukobera kutya batambiza business ng'omukyala wekefa abakyala tuvuze tutyensi eno ye banange tujagira zawa mu mbeera eya business. You're welcome Angela. Uganda tofayo.
First of all, I'm hearing a different language. I'm used to somehow Uganda, but Katinda lero tuli mulu soga, right? Oh my God! And you speak it so fast. That is wonderful. Muluganda?
Muluganda, it's okay.
Sorry, kubanga simanyi lusoga at all. I'm here struggling with mbogo zange Muluganda. Kale, thank you. Nsanyuse nnyo okubeera wano ku Baba TV. I am so excited and to be interviewed by such a beautiful, gorgeous woman like yourself.
Thank you.
Yeah, I like when women present themselves the best way they can. So I'm so impressed by you already.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So omutiyani yagadde okumanyi wa Baba TV nti ani Angela Katatumba tubadde tuwulira Angela Katatumba tumuwulira wano tumuwulira mu radio wono mawulire ani Angela Katatumba wano gwendese olunaku olwaleero.
Angela Katatumba, my parents, my father, His Excellency Professor Bone Mwebesa Katatumba. May his soul rest in peace. I miss him so much. And my mother, Gertrude Katatumba, she's a beautician based at AFK Beauty Clinic in Kavalagala. I have 7 brothers and an older sister called Rosemary.
My namesake.
Hey, you're also called Rose.
I didn't say it. Yeah.
And my 7 brothers, one passed away. There's Alan, the eldest, called the eldest boy. The eldest is Rose, then the second is Alan. He's a pilot. And right now, Alimu Zaire, he's, just flying all these important people all over the world.
I'll fly with him soon.
When you can afford the fees of flying. And then there is Dennis in Canada. There is Rejura, my twin brother. Yali, the proprietor of Katatumba Village. There is Colin passed away. Then there is Ken, Ian, and Jay. Ken is in Canada. He just got married. Ian is a businessman in Uganda. And Jay just finished Harvard University. So with his family, he's moved to the UK. So that's my family in a nutshell.
So Angela, watandika di okwasaganya emirimu business wazitandika di watandika business myaka ngemeka.
Omanyi tata ne mama wafe, they groomed us all as one. Siku groominga ne bagamba nti ono muwala avereka abalenzi bagende mu boardrooms. My parents said no. All our children, we have properties, they're going to be able to take over the properties. They have to be able to be articulated and articulate issues. That's why they bus Sasura for us to go to university in the best universities in the world. My eldest brother Buckingham, me and my twin and Dennis Oxford Brookes University, J, Harvard. You know what I'm saying? So they educated us in the best universities in the world equally, so that we can do things equally in the world. Not to make me feel like I'm less than as a girl. Just be home and be domesticated. Abalenzi bakole great things. Nedda bonna bakole great things. That's what my parents wanted.
So kati gwe wali otandika kola business. Watandika na business? Like which kind of business did you start? Despite whether with your parents or you alone? On
my own, tewali businesses are told that ntandise. I was not even a businesswoman. Tata wange was the businessman, and of course he acquired a lot of properties and a lot of businesses. So he groomed us to be the ones to take over the businesses. So fair, we are just children who inherited properties and businesses, and tugeza konyo to improve them. Yeah.
So kati, when you inherited the properties, when go muchala, wakwasaganya otya properties zino? Kuba most times abachala batunyoma. Nebaga nti tusobola kusikira. We can't inherit, but nyoma nyo. So how did you handle?
Why can't women inherit?
Yeah, because some people think that way.
Most now echizibu now is that African local olden day mentality. Ebyaba ancestors and bakadde jaja zaffe. But tuli mu .com era now, where abawala chebakola n'abalenzi chebakola. It's just your choice as a girl to choose. Do I want to work as hard, or do I want to sit home and just cook? At least now, abroad, they fought for women's rights before women couldn't vote. Before there was racism in the UK and there were slaves, we had slavery. But was that right? That was the tradition then. It was about the traditions. Does it mean they were right? Slave trade, women not voting. So traditions ezabadde mabega zibera just old traditions. It doesn't mean they are right. So even the fact that abakazi to think that bo basigale ka kubanga tradition says, not all those traditions, like I've given you examples of slavery and women not voting, not all those traditions are right, but tunok moving ahead as women. You get it? So that's why you'll find women like me were groomed for the boardroom.
So kati, you as a woman, emabegaka okwakulabanga wavayo n'olwanyisa wali abali bazze okutwala some of the properties of the late dad.
Yes.
Novayo. What pushed you? What encourages you okuvayo nga gwe omukyala n'ogamba nze bino ngenda birwanira era mbisobola?
It's all starts from training. Tata wange ne mama wange, they trained us to be part of the court cases, part of the businesses. If you hide things from children, then the children won't know. But wobalaga, do this, go here, these are the papers, files, these, court cases, these, kolaboti, the way they trained us. That is why when my papa passed, he had already trained us on how to handle these court cases. To fight for the $1 million properties. So it was easy for us. Kubanga teabika, he didn't hide away from us. Yatulaga, and they trained us.
So olowooza nti abazadde ab'ensangi zino abalina business ez'amaanyi omanyi ebiseera ebimu nti tulaba nti abaana baabwe tebali nnyo mu business. So do you think parents sometimes contribute to the failure of their children in the future?
Yes, 100%. Because like they say, choice ebeera kugwe, the father, the parent, father and mother. If you want your child to be a housemaid and a housewife, train her to be a housemaid and a housewife. So if her marriage fails, ate taina jokulaga kubanga taina skills zona, that's your problem as a parent. Kubanga wamu training ira kubera mumaka just. But if you want your child to be a leader, to make decisions, to make money, because money equals power, power equals respect, respect equals value, which equals choices. If you want your woman, your daughter, to also have choices and power and respect, train her to also do business, train her to also make money. You get it? So the failure or the success of children, not just girls, depend on the parents. It depends 100% on the parents. How you train your children. Do you want a CEO? Do you want a housemaid?
Engeri gy'obakuzizaamu nti olina okubalaga engeri gy'otambuzaamu emirimu. So kyonna kyetoololera ku muzadde. Kati nga gwe like Angela, tulaba nti yes, you took over, you inherited, nti kati ebyobugagga ebyataata byonna gw'obikwasaganya, gw'obitambuza, gw'okola buli kimu to do the follow up and manage, like to do all the buli kimu okolagana otya n'abasajja n'abantu abakusinga ku myaka okulabika nti oddukanya bizinesi zino ate ne zitambula. So how do you relate with these people who bwe wasanga business already nga tebakumanyi obakwasaganyiza otya okuba business zigenda mu maaso?
Question eyo njagadde nnyo kubanga those are the challenges. Okubeera mwana muto, kubera muwala, people undermine you. For example, when my father told me to take over hotel diplomat, nagamba, you're the managing director. Now the people I was going to manage, bebankuziza. When I was a baby, they're the ones who raised me. Now I'm here in charge of all of them. Chechabade easy, but my mom and my dad gave me the support. So when kola order, never gonna never dewa tata ne mama mwana wa tetumsobola agambye agambye she has suspended me. Then my parents supported me by saying, if she has suspended you, we trust her decision. Dayo, exactly. So that support from my parents is the most important. That confidence, because when people see your parents confident in you, they also choose to confide in you. But your parents are also not sure. Now they're sure. Exactly. So now even them they see it. So it all goes back to the parents. Of course, Bonna, but mainly Daddy, because he was the businessman. He was, he was the man, and he was in charge. But also Mommy, on the emotional side and handling everything. So both of their decisions and their support was so important.
Kati tulina ekibuzo kino ekize kitawaanya nnyo abasajja ensangi zino okusingira ddala. Men think nti abakyala abalina ku ssente abakozeemu abalinawo ka ssente ekisookera ddala temwagala kufumba, like okufumbirwa, not really cooking, cooking, but to get married. Nti oba muba mufumbiddwa, if you get married, then you're very difficult to be handled. Nti olw'ensonga temuba na budde, bw'aba ayogera nawe ogamba I'm busy, I'm going to work, ne budde waka obeera computer ng'okola. Ekintu kino kyo tugenda kubanga tukikwasaganya tutya okulaba nti omukyala asavinga business ye na balancing omulimu ne family ye. For that is a very big issue because a lot of the men are still stuck in that mentality. Abasajja bali stuck into mentality of omukazi alina kubeera waka na tukolera buli kimu. But also the men need to understand that women have developed .com era. Women are now making money with you. Fena tuliwa bweru, fena tukola sente, fena tudawaka. We are all tired. So why should it be me? Am I superhuman to get now some extra strength? Okufumbira to wash you and do everything. So what do you have advised about the married women? Married
women, I know on this one I believe it's the men to understand. Because the women, they look at the women and so now they're a problem. She got a job, now tawulira, tanfumbira. It's you as a man to understand. It's better. You know in America, they have one income household or two income households, meaning one income omusajja weka yaleta sente, or do you want the musajja ne mukazi? Of course, a lot of people abroad are now going for two income households because it helps.
So kino kyonna kiva ku ntandiko engeri gye mwakitandikamu? Does it start from the beginning of your relationship?
Yes.
Nti woba wampasa nga nkola, then you know kunjagala nga nkola.
Yes.
Then woba wampasa nga sikola, ndeka nsigale mu
no. But even it doesn't favor the woman nga bakuleka ng'ofumba kubanga naye agenda kulaba more serious women of value, independent, and he goes for them. So basically it doesn't teyamba abakazi at all okubeera that you don't have any skills and you don't want to work, you just want to be at home. It doesn't help you. Abakazi, it just makes them desperate. Kubanga ogenda kuberaka, you are bored, omaze okukoza byonna, omaze okufumba byonna, kati nawe oli ku time. Adda sawa meka, musajja azze, he's tired. Otandika, where were you? How did you come on time? Bichi, otandika kulwana. It becomes frustrating. But omukazi ngali busy, na ye waliwo byakola. Even if you didn't find her working, but at least you give her something to do, or let her herself get something to do. Na ye very busy. Then tewali pressure of fighting. Obadde wa now okitegeera. Buli abeera busy. Ate kirala abakazi babeere respectful, even if oyina omulimu, even if you have a bigger job than the man, omusajja abeera musajja. Kitegeera? Kubanga still abeera musajja, but still even you, it doesn't stop you from developing yourself. Kitegeera? Tobeera with no value completely. Bear a woman of value, but still respectful to your man. You will have better. Yeah. Yes. Ate on top of kuba wachitiwa ngo nawo omuyamba bwajaka ate aina bizibu taina sente no gamba sweetheart ni naka 20 million yange. Even him akuvaluinga than instead of where have been matoke, where have been on top of your problems, where have been matav gavana, you know what I'm saying, eh? So it helps that when both of you are busy.
Kati abachala bamu tubalabye nti bali mu business ezenjawulo babeera busy nnyo nga bwe twogedde tukyali ku nsonga y'okuba nti abachala balemereddwa okubanga balwanirira amaka gaabwe because they are too busy. Nti ne wasanga nti afunye maid na taking over amaka. Abachala bano abali busy obayambye otya okuba nti basobola okwasaganya still tukyali ku kyokuba nti how can one balance up the family besides the respect gy'ogambye besides n'okuba nti basharing obuvunaanyizibwa omuntu abalansinga atya amaka ge galeme kuyingira mu third party eno.
Omanyi waliwo gye bayita delegation nga if both of you nga mwena muli busy kitegeera then it's better to hire someone. Okay, so you're worried about the maid now becoming the problem. But give me a quick example like my mom. Samulabanga afumba mu kiyungu. But namulabanga, she's the one in charge of the house affairs. She supervises, making sure. See, it doesn't mean when you go to work you completely close your eyes on home. As a lady, you're more responsible. Follow up on the kids, make some phone calls. Not just completely, I'm working to hell with home affairs. No.
The maid is there.
Still there, still be responsible. Follow up. Ngolaba things and observe. Whenever the maid has become a nuisance, fire. Bring another one. But always have your eye on the home affairs. For example, my mom always made sure that she talked to the chefs. They made sure the menu was ready 6 p.m. sharp or whatever time dinner is ready. You know what I'm saying? The kids are in bed by this time. Yeah, just exactly. Yeah. So my mom managed the household affairs beyond to perfection. So she was balancing her businesses, her husband, and the kids are catered for. So you women, that's where we are special and we are supernatural. We can manage many things at once. So getting a job doesn't mean now close your eyes at home. Follow up. But following up doesn't mean now go and also on the kasigiri. Now that's not right.
Angela, mvuga stupid ntwala mpola. Angela, kati tugendeko ku nsonga endala y'okuba nti oli mukyala muyimbi. Ate olina properties you're taking charge of. How would you balance up your work? Kati awo tuddeko ku nakuba n'abakyala tuvudde ku bakyala engeri gye babalancing.
Yes.
Obufumbo ne business. Yes. Kati emirimu. Gino gikwasaganya otya nti kati oli mukyala muyimbi. How do you balance up the hotel?
Yeah.
How do you balance up the foundation? How do you balance up the Angela suit?
Yes.
With music.
Yeah.
Bino bikwasaganya otya wekanga ate oli mwana wa buwala.
Yeah. I learned from my mother especially, even my dad. They were the most organized people in the world. Well, better organized. Been to be better easy. When you know now, exactly. Now this month we are focusing on music. This month we are focusing on the Angela Katatumba Development Foundation charity. This month we are focusing on the properties. It's just organization. The same principle and the plan. The same principle relates to the women at home. We're better organized. You know how to follow up at home. You're at work. Your husband. Organization is what helps you to balance
everything. So abachala bagambe abali abakula Baba TV bagambe mu Luganda olutuufu engeri gye balina okubanga bakolamu ebintu byabwe okubanga ne wakubadde balina emirimu mingi ne balina okwasaganya waliyo n'abalala abachala banno naddala abayimbi kati olaba covid bwe yazze twalabidde ddala obwavu obuli mu bayimbi nti olw'ensonga nti babadde focused wantu wamu naye kati bw'obadde n'ebintu ebirala so yogerako n'abayimbi baffe abawa mu Uganda abalyoka aba gavumenti etuyambe eggulewo to see how better they can do their music with other businesses. Yeah.
Well, of course, abayimbi, first of all, so sorry that we are COVID, but in the future, I think not just abayimbi, everyone, women, men, it's always important to not just have one source of income, but I'm going to at least a few different sources of income. And then also extremely, to handle all those sources of income, we're not going to be organized. We're better organized, that can limit you. You know what I'm saying? When you're organized, you can manage your home, manage your husband. When you're in music, you can manage business, you can manage court cases. Just be organized. Because can quick example emo. Nina court cases are the most important in life. Those are the most important. Just you miss one day, you can even get arrested if it's a criminal case. Mboye sayingide mu court lero arrest warrant. You miss an important show, they can even say all your family's generations, all your properties, you've lost them in just one sitting.
Wow.
So you have to understand how serious life is, take life seriously and be organized. No, court is this, and prioritize. My priorities are court. You know what I'm saying? Then you have the businesses, then you have music. Those are my priorities because court is the most important. Yeah. Yes. Court, then you need the businesses because the money obviously is going to take care of the court cases and the lawyers and also take care of the music. Kubanga music is not free. Wetaga money, wetaga sente. So you prioritize and then you organize and balance. That's the most important.
Oh wow. Tugeneko ku nsonga y'okuba nti abakyala ensangi zino bafuuse so independent. N'abalala tebali. Tebali
independent.
Abalala tebali. Abasinga naddala abaana ab'obuwala nti tulabye nti bw'otunula ennyo olaba nti omwana ow'obuwala ayagala nnyo okulinda ssente okuva mu basajja.
Oh yeah.
Si kituufu. Wano mu Africa nti tulina that mentality erowooza nti fe abakazi we are supposed to be given.
Yep. So it's true, but it's a very dangerous mentality to rely on. Kubanga nze nange nina abasajja bangi abampa ssente, but I don't rely on that money. Sente ezo zijja excess, thank you, extra money tebale. Okitegeera?
Zitwalanga extra money.
Exactly. Because omusajja, the way he liked you is the way he will like another girl. You can't rely on someone whose eye is everywhere. Okitegeera? Lero ali kugwe encha ali kwani. You know what I'm saying? So exactly. So bw'okimanyi omuntu ego and not think at nze I know what best, no? That arrogance, DJ. Who is not beautiful? Every day there's a more beautiful one. Beauty doesn't end. Everybody's beautiful. Don't rely on that.
Beautiful people are born.
Everyday beautiful women are born. So never ever rely on beauty. Just be smart. You know what I'm saying? You make yourself independent. The most important thing that you can rely on is yourself. You gotta be extra, but focus on your independence first. Mobera dependency, ngomusajja nayo muwa all the power, muwa all the respect. So tomorrow if akoye nawe
ndakugoba.
Waliwo Susan kitegeera kati nawo ogamba you just start quarreling at home ready to kill everybody kubanga wetadde mu desperate situation. That's why women end up killing each other, killing the girlfriend, killing the side piece, killing themselves kubanga beteka mu desperate positions. Exactly. Meaning without the man of
you cannot say you can't be.
Thank you. And that's a very big problem, especially in the African society. So to get out of that mentality. Yeah. And when you become independent and you have value, it's not the end of the world. But not like everybody has to die today. I must pour acid on someone today. No, it's not that serious. You move on. Kasta, you have your money.
Continues.
Yeah, you have your money. What's the problem? Go and build another life.
Thank you, Angela. Angela, you have to be independent. Osobola okweyimirizaawo nga newankubadde nti omusajja afulumye n'agenda n'afuna Cassandra ng'oba osigaddewo ng'olina ssente zo osobola okuba nga ate weeyimirizaawo nako olwali nkugambye twagala tutunuulire nnyo abakyala ng'abakyala kyova olaba nti tuli mu layini y'abakyala abaami leero tetujja batakula nnyo newankubadde nti nammwe mugenda ne muyingiramuko katonotono so nga abakyala tuyiyeeyoko bu bizinesi obutonotono tuteekewo tuleme kubeera nga ate twesigama nnyo ku basajja tuleme kubeera ne mentality eyo gye tulina nti fe abakyala tulina kuweebwa. We are women, we are supposed to be given a no my dear. We are supposed to work. Omwami oyo ajja kwagala nga naawe olina kasente muki mu nsawo yo kale kanja kumukuumula katona ino kali ku Baba TV nkayina omwembe Angela Katatumba otavaawo. Isuka mkaga mkumula muku kali ku program yegira kumumanyi wano ku Baba TV. Ninza Sandra nabagala mwene kasimaira ntyo kabona. Kaso kabona ko tegera nti munamba kuletera omuntu ngojo kubanga ate oyegera kuku engeri joino tamuza business yo byaka kibyoyeze. Je kusomozebwa kikuwa bitamu nga yena akubisemu aye yakuvaamu atya oba yakuvunuka atya. Kwedikiza ati tuli streaming live ku Baba Television Uganda ku Facebook ni ku YouTube idaba nga tujai wabona program dende tujire nga tukola osobola kubanga oyegera ebintu ebyendawulo. Namba daife ediri wasao oidabanga okuba ku iwina business ngoyenda kulangira program ene yayigira kumanya anti program ya business owaina business ne yuna business yachi yebana oidabanga okuba kunambedo olangire program eno munaku akalango olangire muku wano ku Baba TV. So nkaina omuchala Angela Katatumba Franklin eri ndyenzenze aida kunkobera jeri ava so aberaka tukobera nti ifenga abachala tulina okubanga tusobola okweyemerezaawo nga titulingirira basanda bonka nga titulinda de vampire nti dembeni benado wena wobani sente do musa umusanda dakola cheda ko ekitibwa tibuli kimuntu oyina mukubira ati munanga kabiri kademye ate kino nikire ayitoke lyawerewo so ifenga abachala tulina okwefaako omulembe gw'abachala tuveyo twena tusobola okubanga tetuyambako abaami baife so botesawa dino je tulingirire abachala abalina mu kasente nga mufuse independent nga buti mutandise okwemerezaawo ebiseera ebisinga mumala mwava kumulama mwaleka wa kitiibwa abantu baimwe ati munanga oba ofuna sente. So Angela ensonga eno yokuba nti those the independent women nti baba balina sente ebiseera ebisinga most times nti amaka gafailinga twayogeddeko ku balancing emabegako wa family nechi next year nga tuze ku independent women bano bennyini nti ogenda okulaba nga because they have money sometimes they don't mind nti whether they are married or not. So njagala mutwaleko ka relationship katono nnyo ngagwe Angela, does it mean nti kuba omuntu aba ina sente aba alina okulemererwa okubeera ne settled relationship? Is it
settled
because of money? Newesanga nti buno obuwalawala who are not even working are married and settled. Bali wakaba.
You need to know one thing about marriage. Marriage is real luck, mwana. Because around the world you have over 60 to 70% divorces. Ochitegera. Those who are lucky and can maintain their marriages or their characters have agreed and they get along, lucky for them. Bebaza katonda. But the majority of the world, whether independent, whether dependent, whether you're with your man, whether you cook, they're the best, whether you sleep in and you somersault in bed, the best, wherever you are, whatever. The majority of us, the relationships don't work out. You know what I'm saying? The majority. So first of all, separate those things and know that love is not easy, and worldwide abantu bibalemye bya love.
Kubate bali mu camera. Even
marriages. The ones of cameras is like Angela, you know, kubanga you're seeing me in camera. But the ones off camera are there even worse. They are being dumped morning, noon and night. So you need to know one thing, ebya love sibyangu, marriages are very, very difficult. It's just real luck to find a person and you blend with each other. That's one. Two, independent women, I think, are the best because you're independent. You're not dependent. And they are right. Why? Because why should I take all your nonsense? You are cheating. You're not bringing money. You are doing this. Now you want to start beating me. And they are right because they have less tolerance. Because they are independent. They have their money. They are not desperate like women who have nothing. And so why? Kansigale wano kangume like the basenga say what? Just guma
fumba. Ati kati bajjajja fe our grand webatu webakolanga.
That's why they say these things were for great judge. Those things were for those times. Where judge say guma. We are in a .com era now, my dear. Women are educated. You know what? Women have choices. Women have options. Women are independent. So it is now rare for a woman who is educated and independent to take all your crap. Onvuma, onywabuljo. You come home drunk. You are sleeping with everybody in the neighborhood. Ngume for what? When I have my degrees and I'm educated and I am independent, I have my money. Kankuleke. Instead of killing each other here. Before, there were women who were dependent why sina chintu chonna, my parents raised me to just guma kambere wano ngume
bankube emigo
for my children. Then one day nange I will cut away and kill everybody in this house. That was the olden days where women naeva bibatamwa. Then yeah, and she's a human being. Then in her head she's like kamute oba kanete oba I kill myself, I kill him, oba I kill.
Now we are saying the killing.
Exactly. Those killings are because women are in desperate situations. Obatademu desperate corner. No choices, no options. So what do they say? When a person is in a desperate corner, they make desperate decisions. So women, vamu that desperate corner. So that these days, women are not that desperate anymore. That's where you'll see the killings have reduced. The acid stories will reduce. Because it's not that's good. So they'll realize akazi katina oba realize it's not that serious. Who doesn't cheat? Kankuvire. Next.
Next.
Yeah, next.
So Angela, nani ntimabagaka wakulirako ebweru w'eggwanga Uganda? Sometime back, you've worked outside Uganda.
Yeah.
Wakulirako emabega like outside Uganda.
Yeah.
Era tulabye abawala bangi abadduka Dubai, Abu Dhabi, Doha, Qatar okubanga banoonya emirimu. Naye ate gwe wamala n'ovaayo eri and you got back to Uganda again. So ekibuuzo kiri nti kiki ekiremesezza abaana b'obuwala okubanga bayiye emirimu wano mu Uganda bakolere wano in Uganda so that they can't go outside and isn't here money? Sente ziri bweru yokka oba?
There I agree with you. Abadduka ne bakola Dubai oba Saudi Arabia bichi. Now I don't agree with them because chebakola they put their family on pressure to sell butaka wano okugenda abroad to work for nothing almost. Yes, you are sending money, but you don't own anything. Because like Dubai, you can't own anything unless you have a Dubai partner. And abroad, it's very difficult, especially Bogenda in those levels of barmaids. You can't own anything. But I agree with you. It is better to stay here at home and work. And home will always be best. Well, you can also create your minimum. What do you want minimum, by the way? But I think that everybody just wants quick money. Bagenda Dubai, then they make quick. But remember, to go to Dubai, you want to taka here. Yamwe, you're your home. You know? So yes, bagenda never call cheyo. Then they send money. Yes, I agree. But me, I don't agree with that because I think that is short term. Until they break their backs. Like abroad in the UK, in the US. Bakola emirimo bya nursing, all these old people, they break their backs. Hospital bills, but mukola sente. But now you don't have the health. So for me, I'll always say, things are not that bad at home. The problem is if the men in society can allow women and encourage women to work. Now, what women, instead of being home and domesticated, start something. Do something. So you'll find that now we're in something. So you're not so desperate to think that tewali chintu chonamu Uganda kangende bweru, where in the Arab countries, even if they treat me like a dog, at least I'm making some money. You see, what is that? You know, what is that? What really made you okubango vaeri okomeo kolere? I will tell you, first of all, abroad you're tolerated. And a lot of money. And much more money than what I'm making now, by the way. But that's when I learned that, yes, in Ababa, Dubai, they will make money, yes, but it will never be the peace. You'll never have the peace that you'll get at home in Uganda. Abroad, you'll always be tolerated. Omanyo, do you know the meaning of being tolerated? We are, even getting a visa is a crisis. You're just there, they're treating you like nothing. At home, you're celebrated. Yes, we don't have much, but you belong here. You know? So that alone is what made me live abroad. I felt tolerated abroad. Number two, I felt like I'm working like a mad person abroad. Abroad is so individual. Abantu are so focused on work. Now imagine abroad, which is so-called developed. If you lose your job today, you are finished, you're on the streets. Yes. Immediately, because they live paycheck to paycheck. Everything is on credit. You know? But here Uganda, you have your money. As much as you have your money, whatever you have is bought. If you lose a job, it's not the end of the world. At least just your only issue would be, let me look for another job. But abroad, you lose a job,
You on the street.
you are finished. Like seriously, the stress is too much. Tebakwagala, there is racism. Even to get another job is not easy because you had to overprove that you are better than all the white people they had preferred. You know what I'm saying?
know.
These are realities abroad. Or all the Arab people in wherever Dubai they preferred. So already you're going on a much, much lower level. You're going on the begging level. Then the weather is not good, it's horrible, it's cold, it's terrible. People are individualistic. People don't care. And then you're working at Sentito because everything is on credit. Zino credit, motor car credit. Your house is on credit. The chairs you are sitting on, you have to pay for them every month. The TV you're watching, you have to pay. So you can't have peace.
Some people should stay in Uganda.
I'm telling you, Uganda is real heaven. By the time us who want the best things in life, and we want good things, by the time you see us running away from abroad to come to Uganda, Uganda, everything is green.
No,
You can make businesses. It's more than the part of Africa. Uganda is heaven. The weather is beautiful. You know, you can't starve today. Even if you lose a mulimo, it's not the end of the world. People can, refer you to somewhere. You can move, go here. Abroad, no room for here. Yeah. So those are the differences. And that's why I would say women, if they just focus here, and if the men can allow them to work, or many men have to allow them, because a lot of women, they say, that's the problem. Yes.
In Uganda, in Africa, abasajja are not secure.
Yes, this is I've been saying. If the men,
please talk to the men.
The men are extremely, especially African men, extremely insecure. But that is so myopic, because the woman, that's how the women here end up with house boys, shamba boys. If you over restrict a person because of your insecurities, first of all, overprotecting. First of all, you cannot control a person. You cannot control a human being. I know they do all that. They are so insecure. It's so sad. But they don't know that insecurity is what fails the marriages. Toys, you cannot control a person. You will never control a person.
People control themselves.
Exactly. But instead, if men want to enjoy households and enjoy their lives, give the woman something to do. Give her freedom. Even you have freedom. When you come home, nobody is quarreling what time who has come. It will make when your wife is busier, it will make her a happy wife. They say happy wife, happy life. But instead, men here, they make the women so low, they bring them down with their insecurities. Then the women become unhappy. Then they make the homestead unhappy. Everybody's unhappy. Divorce. So men need to be much more insecure in Africa. And worldwide, actually. Because that's not just here. That's not just an African problem. Mainly Africa, because others are beginning to become more secure. But men need to be more secure and understand that the more freedom you give your woman, the happier she will become. Yeah, exactly. And even the kids are happy. Everybody is happy.
In fact,
yes.
So, amaka amagagga kegasinga okulaba okufuna. What are the challenges that are facing rich families, especially nga abaana bamaze okukula? Ndi kati Angela gwe tewawaata mmere tofumba kuva obuto. What are the challenges that are affecting rich families in the future in terms of business? Nti wali abaana kwati for you were brought up nga bakumanyiza okukola, ne wali abaana nga they are brought up nga balina abakozi ewaka. They don't go there. What are the challenges that are affecting the rich family children when they grow up, especially?
What you've mentioned are not really challenges because they have their money. But the biggest challenges that they call it, I remember with my papa, we used to discuss, and we used to call it the rich man's curse. A rich man is both being blessed and cursed. Why?
I know Mukisa Atenga.
And cursed.
Cursed is what?
How do they say?
I know Mukisa and Echikolim.
So the Mikisa, why? Because we're not saying everything is affordable, no problem. But the problem, ate okolera abaana kubanga twagala abaana bo and they lack. But now the problem is where the curse comes. The what? The chikolomo comes. Abaana bawadde buli kimu, balina buli kimu, kati nawo tebeetaaga kintu kyonna. Now to work for what?
And we baba bakuze.
Ompadde byonna. You know what I'm saying? So that is where the problem comes in with rich men. So most of the kids become idle, redundant. Some resort to drugs. Some can't manage households. Some end up committing suicide. You know? So rich men, Bambi, are also crying. Don't be fooled. Because okola so hard kuwa abaana bo buli kimu kati naawe balina buli kimu tebeetaaga kukola kubanga balina buli kimu. I have everything, so work for what?
Naye afterwards jukira nti oba ogenda kuva ewaka and you'll have your own family. Abachala, abawala, you get married.
Auntie, that's now there where the problem comes in also, because now the rich man's daughter, the rich man's men will end up on drugs. They don't have problems. They have all the money. They can drink. These are rich people's problems. I'll not lie to you. And not actually very many rich people. When it comes to rehabilitation, you'll find rich people's kids in those rehabilitations. I'm telling you, it's so sad. Of course, and others, but you'll find a big majority of the rich people's kids. But now, because you have so much freedom, you've moved to drugs, alcohol, womanizing. The girls, unfortunately, at home, that's with everybody, not just rich people. That one is bullying, not just rich people, but also that. Then the girls, of course, you become lazy. You're not trying to hustle. Daddy will give me, and for me, that's what saved me.
That in marriage, you have to.
Yeah, for me, that's what saved me in the US. Now, when my first husband, when I had problems with my first husband, I remember going home saying, again, it's okay. After crying and begging for him to stay, I said, because I have my dad. And I called, I said, well, my papa sent the ticket. The marriage has failed for the first time.
Back.
Hey.
Are you okay?
So for auntie, because I was completely spoiled. But that's when I grew up. That's when papa said,
and the eyes opened up.
Yeah. My dad said, I'm sorry. You now belong to him. Make that marriage work. Life, you don't run away from problems. You face them. You handle them. The best I can tell you is get a job, read the Bible. I said, Chichi, no. I couldn't believe it, but it was the best lesson because that's when I woke up and that's when I became independent. That's when I said, let me now hustle for myself. So that was a very good, very good lesson for me. Of course, the man came back, then eventually Namuleka. I think yeah, he had even got a better job, but I think, yeah, he shocked me. How can we be married together forever? And when you are leaving, I was catching, what they call this? His ankles. I was crying, sweetheart, you can't leave me. But nothing lasts forever, please. Are you crying because you love me, because you need me? That question shocked me. I'm like, I'm crying for sure because I need you. Because I'm in the US. Where do I go? What happens? I've just left my job. So because of that need. But that's when I realized to become independent. So I should never rely on a person to give me what I need in life. You get it? My dear. And I got a job. Yeah, my dad told me, get a job, read the book of Job. Read the Bible. I read the book of Job. I got so much confidence. You know that man, I had even lost 38 kilograms. 38 kilograms in 3 weeks crying for my husband. Nendia, I sing
very serious.
He was my first boyfriend in life. I lost 38 kilograms in 3 weeks eating only ice and praying to God to kill me. Jesus, why am I awake today? Why have I woken up? I'm in pain. So that's when I realized life, I have to be independent. The only person I can depend on is myself. That is when I became now rich man's daughter and God. Rich man's daughter first soko verao. Because rich man's daughter, you've let me down, rich man's daughter. I didn't know what to expect in life. I thought things were going to be easy. What is happening? That's when I became a hustler. That's when I woke up. That's when I got a job. The man came back, but eventually because of what he had done, that shock, and he was my first boyfriend in life. That's why it was so shocking. But when he came back, I eventually let him go. I'm the one who left him. I came to Uganda and I refused to go back. I said, I'm dying.
Sagala to the part of Africa.
Yeah.
Tulabye nti Angela oli muyimbi. Era emabeka wakolako no ku bayimbi.
Nenkola ku bayimbi.
Like you have worked with one of the guys
Yes.
omusajja asinga okuba n'erinnya wano mu Uganda.
Yes.
I'm talking about Andrea. Kati ate waliwo wali ng'olina ekivulu nga mulina oluyimba wali okubye naye naye that Andrea teyalabikako olw'ensonga nti mwali mukyankalanyemu. So here comes my question. Does relationship or love spoil business? Nti bwe tuba twawukanye nze naawe nga tubadde ne business gye mbadde nkola naawe ate tetugenda mu maaso na business nti omukwano gwonona ne business ze tuba nazo era abantu bakole batya okubanga how can people continue their business despite the fact that they have broken up nti tebakyali wamu, they've separated.
Your question njagadde nnyo kubanga it's reality. Of course nakubulidde ebya love, it's for your luck. Kitegeera because some people work together and they have amazing marriages and they are just lucky. But the majority divorced and broken up. The majority working together is a problem. Kitegeera because when you work together, now you're in love or mixing ebya love, now the business must go down. You get it? So it's just the irony of love because there's emotions that are involved because frankly speaking, how can I be on stage singing our song? We want to make money together because of emotions, not to just stage. I tell you are there, I tell you I'm going to singing our song alone.
My baby, don't forget. So,
those are the height of emotions. So that's the problem. Emotions and business don't mix. And people don't know how to balance them. Very few can manage.
They can't handle. Tebiba byangu.
Already without business, si byangu. Now you bring in business, it's just even harder.
So kati abantu bakole batya? What can people do? Bakole ki? Nti kati love is normal. Now the business has to go.
When you just pray. It's not easy. But for me, what saved me is my parents taught me to not mix emotions with business. But when you raise your kids not to be emotional, when you raise your kids to understand money comes first, business comes first, because life depends on money. All the house, shelter, feeding, all that is money. That's life. That is life. Those are needs. Needs are without them, you die. So money comes first. You see how it goes. So thank God for me, they taught me how to remove my emotions. And I can sing easily, turn it up, with or without Andre. You know, it's not a big deal. But abalala can't manage those emotions. They can't manage.
So, you are a celebrity. Abayimbi banji. Because we take music as business. Because people are making money. More business than music. Abayimbi, lwaki balowooza nti. Okay, how can omwana omuwala omuyimbi get respect from the public?
Yes.
Afunata respect enamuwesa ekitiibwa n'omulimu gwe nti tulabye abayimbi batwalibwa nga misege, they are taken as prostitutes.
I know.
How can they get this respect and continue their business in respect? Because we have very few who have that respect.
I know.
And yet music, we take it as business.
Exactly.
How can they earn the respect? But
yeah, that's a very good question, Moana. I've liked your questions very much. You know, respect is also a choice. Will I just go and dress half naked and sleep with every producer and every man because I want a job, because I want to be number one on top? It will kuba, but with no respect. And sure enough, all the disrespect will catch up to you. Or do I want to have faith and keep principles in God and be patient and pray and do my best and have principles of saying, musajja gwe sigenda kusula kwewaka naawe, at least osokolete testi. Okitegeera? Have some principles. Have some principles. Okitegeera? Have some principles and say, I'm not going to sleep with every man. I don't have to dress half naked to get the whole world's attention. Kamba we talenty. Let me be hardworking. Let me push. Let me invest. So the choice is yours. Because abanji bagala just easy option. Let me sleep with you. You give me a hit song. We move. But that is it's a shortcut. But it will not last long. Than this one who's hustling, who is building respect, who's working hard, who's pushing her music. You know what I'm saying? She's kept her life, she's okay, and she's doing business. So it's your choice as a woman. Decide, should I go naked? Should I go? It's your choice. Be respectful, be not respectful. It's your choice for women.
Some achievements tumaliriza osibula abatulaba. Ntono nnyo.
Our achievements in music.
Just generally, my business, just you as a person,
Achievements on this line, I will not forget. When I came back from the US, my father, by then, had this mentality of girls don't get properties, girls cannot be an heir, girls. But I showed him and I proved to him. I said, Papa, you've taught me, you've trained me, you've given me all this confidence, you've educated me. Let me show you that I can do well. And I showed him, so that when he passed, I was shocked when my father made me the deputy heir. Nabadde shocked. When Papa wange yangamba mbere deputy heir with the powers of attorney, okulabirira businesses ze zonna. Omanyi the peace and the honor echampadde, because it showed me, wow. So even my dad yafanga, he respected and he realized that namulaga byonna, and I educated her all the way, and he died knowing, wow, she can handle. Omanyi echo, that's what gave me peace. Tata wange we yafa. So that was my biggest achievement on earth, I'm telling you. The rest, of course, music, performing. For President Museveni's 4th term, I was the only singer, for the first singer to sing with the prisons, the police, and the army band. It was such an honor. And nobody else has been given that chitiwa. The British Council making me climate change ambassador in Uganda, and the UN inviting the Angela Karatumba Development Foundation to go and represent in Turkey, Istanbul. So all those, yes, have been worldly achievements. But for me, the biggest was my dad recognizing that, I think happy with himself that, yes, indeed, I made my girl a lioness, and she's a lioness, and let me give her all the powers of a lioness.
One of the best songs that you love so much.
Jump in. Tonera vida, jangu tonera vida. Today will be the date. My baby, tewera vida. My baby, don't forget. Jangu tonera vida.
Just say good night.
Good night, guys. Don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel, Angela Karatumba. Love you.
Ode ko lero mulama gwatambulire ku mugubo ine gwakuba nti abakazi tulina okubanga ate tuva enuma mu ifumbiro tusobola kubanga tuseta ku wamberi tuyambe kubambi baife bwe tunabanga tufunye tuleme kubanga tusabiriza buli sawa we tutambulira aweni abembi mumuwulire olina okubanga oli mwembi ayinga toyina ku ni business eyindi jokola nzosobola okunoneza zena to follow me up on Rose Sandra nabagala ku Facebook ate kamera koze kuno mwami Womaro producer ngona ko lero abali Big Daddy. Yo kubanga ate I'm producing and tusisa kono bino byobwine iwe ayenda okubanga olanga ni business yefe nabadiri wawo obasobola kuya 0779507453 obenga olanga business yo mu program yefe no je tuliko at Love Bench ne kula ko tava ku Baba TV sabulunji weraba.